Today we're
Good
going
morning.
to roll our joints. We're going to be moving as many joints as we can today. We're going to start laying on our back. If you want to have something under your head, if you find when you lay down your chin is pointing up a lot, then you'll want something underneath your head. Otherwise, we're just going to lay down on our back. And just get comfortable. You can have your knees straight or bent to start, and we're just going to bring the hands to the belly. And if your knees are bent, let's just knock the knees together. Close your eyes. And just start to breathe. We're just noticing the breath. And just notice where you might need to soften the body. Maybe make an adjustment into the shoulders. Let your teeth part a little bit. Relax the hips. Relax the toes and the fingers. And the forehead. And let the breath deepen. And you do that just by slowing down the breath. Slow down the inhale. Slow down the exhale. Now, if you had straightened your knees, you're going to bend the knees and just place the bottoms of your feet on the mat. And then we're going to point both knees up toward the ceiling. And then we're going to hug that right knee into the chest. So we're just squeezing it in. Take your hands behind your knee. And then we're going to just point the bottom of your foot to the ceiling. So the knee does not need to be straight. As a matter of fact, it can be pretty bent. And then we're going to rotate the ankle. One direction and then the other direction. Good. And you can move fast or slow. And then we're going to point and flex the foot. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Good. And then we're going to flex the foot, hold the flex, and then press the blade of your foot to the ceiling, and then the inner foot to the ceiling. Blade, inner foot, blade, arch. Good. A couple more. Nice. And center. And then we're going to bend the knee all the way. Bend it, squeeze, and then straighten the leg as much as you can. So straight and bend. Straight and bend. Good. Straight bend. Let's do it one more time. Straight and bend. Good. And then we're going to have your right hand on your knee, left hand to the floor. We're just going to make a rotation with the hip. So you're just drawing a circle with the hip. Doesn't have to be a big circle, just a little circle. Could be big. If you want it to be bigger, you can make it bigger. But if that doesn't feel good, make it smaller. It's okay. So we're just moving around the synovial fluid that's in your joints. Let's switch directions. And the hip is where most of it is made. And then we kind of moving the joints kind of helps distribute that fluid. Good. Nice. And then let's bring it in. Let's squeeze the knee toward the center, so the center of your chest. Squeezing the knee toward center. And then we're going to let the knee out, bring it out to the right, squeeze it to the side of the body. Squeeze. Nice, and release. Let's set that right foot down. Left knee hugs in. Grabbing on behind the knee, that the bottom of the left foot is up toward the ceiling, rotating the ankle. Switch directions. If you hear popping, I hear popping, that's just the bones realigning, pointing and flexing. Point, flex, point, flex. Good. Nice. And then we're going to flex that foot. And then we're going to press the blade of the foot to the ceiling, then the arch. Blade, arch, blade, arch. Good. Couple more. Blade, arch, blade, arch. Good. And then relax the foot. Bend the knee all the way. And then straighten all the way. Good. Bend. All the way. Straighten. Full range of motion. Bend. Straighten. Bend. Straighten. Let's do it one more time. Bend. Straighten. Good. And then hug the knee in. So we're going to hug it into the center. Bring it in towards center. Right in the middle. Good. Let it out. The knee out and then out to the left and then hug it into the side body. Squeeze. Breathe and squeeze. Nice, and then release, setting the foot down. We're going to roll over to one side, whichever one makes sense for you, and we're going to press up to seated. If you're very tight in the hips, you might use whatever you were sitting on or whatever your head was on to sit on, but it's not needed. You don't need to sit on it. And we're going to just sit up nice and tall. So we've done the legs, we've done some hips. So we're going to do a little bit more hips. So right here, hands on the hips, with the legs crossed, we're just going to roll the hips back and forward. Good, let's do that one more time. Back and forward. Nice. So now we're going to take your left leg out to the left side. So the knee is out, your leg is hugging in. And then we're sitting up tall, so you have your blanket if you need it. If you're really tilting, you could actually do this sitting in a chair and just bring the leg back. And then we're going to bring hands to the hips again, and we're going to tilt the hips back, tilt the hips forward. So even if back, forward, Even if you're moving your hips just a little bit, that's okay. That's enough. Just even a millimeter makes a difference. Nice. Back and forward. One more. Back and forward. Good. So we're going to take the hand out to the right, so your hand's out on the mat. And then our hand's going to stay on your left hip. And we're going to lift the hip forward and then set it back down. Lift it forward, set it down. Good. A couple more. Lift, set it down. Lift, set it down. Good. Now let's take your left leg and just bring it back around. Let's switch the legs. So we're going to bring whatever the opposite way you were sitting before. Try to remember. Hands to the hips. Good. Roll the hips back. Roll them forward. Roll them back. Roll them forward. Good. One more time. Let's roll them back. Roll them forward. Let's take that right leg to the side. We're hugging that leg in. Hands to the hips. Roll them back and forward. Back. Forward. Good. Back. Forward. One more. Back. Forward. Good. Let's bring your hand out to the left. Set it down. We're rolling this hip up. Roll it up. Set it down. Roll it up. Set it down. Good. A couple more. Rolling up. Set it down. Nice. One more. Set it. Roll it up. Set it down. Good. Let's release that leg. Bring it around. You're going to sit up tall. So you can sit in whatever way is comfortable for you. We're going to bring hands to the knees. And I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to round and arch. Round and arch. Good. Let's do that one more time. Round and arch. Switch the legs. Round and arch. Make sure you're bringing the shoulders into it. Round and arch. One more. Round and arch. Good. Good. Now sitting up tall, nice and tall, belly in, left hand to right knee, turn and look over your shoulder. Nice. Back to center. Right hand to left knee, turn. The back is straight, looking over the shoulder. Back to center. Good. Sitting up tall, belly in, turn and twist. Back to center. Let's do it again. Turn and twist. Back to center. Very good. Good. So we're going to lift the shoulders, pull them back and drop them down. Let's do that a couple of times. Lift, roll back, drop down. Good. Lift, pull back, drop down. Good. Let's reach the arms out. So we're reaching the hands straight, bending into the elbows. So the elbows are directly in line with the shoulder. So you want to notice that your elbows dropping or are they too high? You want to keep them in line and they stay in line. And then we're going to bring the hands all the way down as far as they will go. Now, if they don't go all the way down, that's okay. And we're just letting the fingers point down. and then bring the hands up. Good. Rolling down and up. Good. Rolling down and up. Rolling down and up. Good. Let's bring the elbows together. Good. So we're touching the elbows together, wrists and hands, and then bringing them apart. And now when we bring them apart, we're trying to touch the elbows behind us. We might not do it. Hopefully you won't, but we're just going to try. And then we're going to bring the elbows together in front. Good. Now let's bring the elbows out. Try to touch them behind you. Good. And together. Nice. One more time. Let's bring them out. And together. Good. Now let's release the arms down just for now. Good. Now we're going to reach the hands straight out in front. Now with the hands in front, you're just going to pull your fingertips back, so you're trying to touch the back of your arm with your fingers. Good. Now we're going to bring the fingertips together and touch the wrists you're going to try to touch the wrists with your fingertips. Now back out and in. Out. Can you bend and straighten the elbows? Of course you can. It's okay. Doesn't matter. You're just trying to move the hands. So you're getting that mobility in the wrist. Good. Now let's bring the hands in. Touch the elbow or the shoulders with your fingertips. Elbows pointing forward. So we're bending into the elbows and then straighten, open the hands. Good. Coming in. Tap the shoulders. Good. You could tap the elbows. Out. Reach out, open the hands. Good. One more time. Bring it in, tap the elbows. Bring it out, open the hands. Good. Shake it out, shake it out. Good. Now let's bring your hands out. I'm going to rotate those wrists. One direction and then the other. Good. Now let's straighten into the fingers, and you're going to try to touch your pinky to the side of your arm and then your thumb. Good. Pinky, thumb. Nice. Pinky, thumb. One more time. Pinky and thumb. Good. Shake it out. Shake it out. Good. Now we're going to relax those shoulders. Lift them up, lift them up, lift them up, and drop them down. Good. Now we're going to let them just be down. Drop the head toward the chest. We're going to roll that neck. So we're going to roll it carefully over right ear to right shoulder. Nice. Back to center. Left ear to left shoulder. Back to center. Right ear to right. Back to center. Left ear to left. Good. A couple more times. Nice and slow. Good. And then back to center one more time. And then to center. Let the head just hang. Good. We're going to bring that head up to center. And now we're just going to look over to the right. So you want to go as far as you can comfortably go, but not strain. Just go as far as you can. Back to center. Over to the left as far as you can. Without straining. Back to center. Over to the right. Back to center. Over to the left. Good. Let's do one more on each side. Looks over to the right. And then over to the left. back to center. Very nice. Good. So we're going to just do a couple of nice big stretches. We're gonna straighten into the legs. Tilt the hips forward and fold. Gently get into those inner thighs. Point the toes up. Good. Coming up to center. Crossing into the legs. Let's do one more stretch sitting into the shoulders. Bring your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers. Press your knuckles down. So we're pressing the knuckles down toward the floor. Lift the wrists as high as you can. Good. Release. Shake it out. Let's come onto our back. Before we go into our final pose, let's bring your arms out to the sides. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. We're going to do a little bit more movement into the spine. We're going to do a nice little twist, but we're going to keep it moving. So we're going to lower the knees over to the right, almost all the way to the floor. Then lift the knees back up to center and then over to the left. Keep it easy, keep it gentle. Lifting up to center, over to the right. Keep moving. Inhale up to center. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up to center. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale up to center. Exhale, lower down. So you can notice there's a little massage that happens into the hips when you do this. Plus you get to move the spine. Inhale up to center. Exhale, lower down. Good. Let's do one more each side. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Good. One more time on the left side. And back to center. Good. Hug both knees into the chest. Give it a squeeze. So it's symmetrical. Let the knees come out to the side. So we're letting the knees come apart. Bring your arms to the inside of your legs. You're going to grab onto your shins, your ankles, or your feet. And let's just rock from side to side. Good. So think about pulling that right knee toward the mat, then the left, right, and left. So if the knee touches, that's okay. If it doesn't touch, that's fine too. Good. Breathe. Nice. And then we're finding center and stillness. Bottoms of the feet are shining toward the ceiling. Pull both knees down toward the floor. Good. And then we're going to release. Straightening into the legs. Arms down by your sides. Close your eyes. Notice if you have any place that you could soften, any joint you can let go of a little bit more. Any adjustment you need to make yourself comfortable. Focus on your breath. Take a couple more breaths here. Gently begin to bend into the knees. Rolling onto one side of your body. Pressing up to a seated position. The highest light in me salutes and appreciates the highest light in each of you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you.